You're not mad at young people. You're not mad at people in general. That's not what I'm talking about. But what makes you mad on behalf of people when it comes to traps and trends? What, like, when you think about it, and I really, like, I see you pursing your lips right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might get some real persnickety-ness, if that's a word.
Yeah.
What makes you upset right now?
Well, I channel this in my new book, Breaking Free from Broke, because the first 2/3 are me railing against this debt system.
All right. Rail away.
So here's
Hot
the thing.
topics, go.
Here's what I think. The wool has been pulled over the eyes of these younger generations to where they think these debt companies are their friend,
Right.
that they're going to beat the system, that they're smarter than these, huge conglomerate corporations sponsoring the Taylor Swift tour, and they think they're winning when they get 2% cash back.
Right.
And they're arbitraging their debt. They're saying, I'm not going to pay off my debt, Ken. What if I invest this and I can make more money here?
Yeah.
And they're playing these games that are really rooted in fear, greed, and pride, which
Right.
I call the three stooges of wealth building.
Right. I like that.
That's at the root of it, is they think they're smarter, they're scared, and so they're in a corner. They feel they're backed into a corner, so I've got to do something drastic and shortcutty in order to make it. And there's greed, where they just go, I want $5 million tomorrow. And we had that call on the show. This 18-year-old, he said, how do I turn $100,000 into $1 million? And we posted this on TikTok. It got like 20 million views, and people are messaging me going, I want to be like that guy. And I went, he doesn't even have $100,000. We dig into the call. It's all hypothetical. And he went, I need to turn 100,000 into $1 million 6 years from now.
Right.
And the question I asked, and you'll love this, was, why? If you just keep asking why, what you'll get to is the scared toddler inside all of us that's throwing a fit, that thinks they'll never get ahead with money.
Right.
And I'm just so sick of the hope stealers throwing noise into the mix, telling them that they need to do crazy things that are leveraging risk in order to get ahead. And it drives me crazy because our plan is so simple and it works every time. Get out of debt, stay out of debt, live on less than you make, invest for the future consistently in things that are diversified with less risk, and you're going to be fine.
It feels like the reason the Ramsey plan just doesn't seem appealing is because it takes time and patience. Those are, one is just a calendar issue. The other is an attitude. I'm going to have to be okay with time. And it feels like everything's a cheat code. I know you don't know what Madden is, but it's a football game. It's a video game.
I think I had one of those on PlayStation back in the day.
I remember when the cheat code first came out where you didn't have to do a certain amount of things. You could just go get the best players.
Just A-B start, and it was a cheat code.
And I just feel like that's what's going on with all the commercials and all of the financial products and credit cards. It's giving people a cheat code, and they just feel like
it's buy my course, Ken. There's the cheat code. Buy my real estate course, and I'll show you how I got rich from. It's all of that.
Do you think that younger generations aren't aware of the consequences, or they think there are no consequences? What do you think?
They get so starry-eyed by the potential of what could be that their risk meter is immediately shut down.
Right.
And there's no convincing them at that point other than having to get to some rock bottom moment where they lose a bunch of money and get their butts handed to them and touch the hot stove for them to finally find our plan and go, that sounds appealing. A life of peace and freedom and margin and options and joy instead of this life of constantly chasing for more. And I've talked to some of these financial influencers out there, Ken. They've got $10 million, $20 million, and it's never enough. They're not at peace.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here with my little pile of money, which is a lot to a lot of people. And they go, why are you so peaceful? And I go, well, I'm not chasing more. I'm content with where I'm at.
Yeah.
I have a vision for where I'm going.
Right.
I'm confident I'll get there. And I sleep easy at night.
Yeah. All right. Besides buy now, pay later, which you've told me some crazy stuff. Like you can get a 6-pack of Coke or something at Walmart or whatever it is.
Put it on payments.
All right, what else really irritates you? A trap or a trend right now where you railed on it in the book. Give me a couple other fun things. I want to see you get angry.
I did a whole chapter on investing traps, and Ken, it was the longest chapter in the book.
Okay, give me one of these.
It just kept going.
Give me one of these investing traps that really upsets you.
Gold is coming back. It's making a comeback now because of all the fear in the economy. They're going, well, gold's going to be our savior.
Yeah.
Except if the whole thing comes down, we go full I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Who's going to be trying to trade Ken for his gold?
Yeah, well,
you got fuel, you got ammo, you got food and water.
I love this. Like if I've got a briefcase full of gold bullion, which I just love saying that.
Bullion.
I'm bullion. I don't even know what that is. Let's say I got a case of gold bars, and it's like it's I Am Legend, as you said.
You might as well just keep cash in a week's savings account.
What
at
are you
point.
trading for?
Nothing.
What's the gold get you?
Well, it's supposed to be a hedge against inflation. That's what it is. A hedge against inflation.
All right, so you don't
Ken.
like the gold one. What's another one?
Not a fan of gold. Luckily, NFTs have completely died, but these non-fungible tokens where it was just a link that points to some treasure map.
Okay, now we've gotten somewhere.
From grifters.
Our dear friend Gary V.
Oh, yeah.
He's not actually a friend, and if he wasn't a dear friend.
I mean,
but I've interviewed
We've had him at events.
I've hung out with him.
I think he's a good guy.
I just hate when people say that, so I actually called myself out on that.
Yeah.
The guy went all in on NFTs.
Well, here's the thing. The people who
Where's he at now?
Who are saying NFTs are amazing were the ones selling them.
Of course. He's a hype machine.
Exactly.
So where's he at on NFTs? Has he eaten crow? Has he...
Well, he made good money, but the people who bought those NFTs from Gary are probably going, oh, crap, I bought it for $200 and now it's worth $0.
Right. So investing in digital art.
Don't
Not
even
a
call
fan.
it investing. It's speculation. It's betting. Same thing with crypto.
All right, yeah. What do you think comes out of crypto now where the big guy, Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever his name is, the guy's convicted. He's going to jail. What happens next with cryptocurrency in general, digital currency?
I think it's going to be around for a long time. It will probably eventually be regulated, just like other forms of currency.
I would suggest to you...
And it will lose its star power.
It will, but I think it will be viable, but only after it's regulated.
Agreed. And I still think you're going to be better off in the stock market with an S&P 500 fund and a mutual fund.
All right. Give me something else you rail on.
Oh, gosh. Whole life insurance is the new one, Ken. Have you heard about infinite banking?
Infinite banking.
It's this wild scheme.
That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, permanent life insurance salesmen pitch this as this tax-free retirement plan where if you give me really high commissions and fees, that's the part they don't say. I'm putting words in their mouth.
Right.
For this terrible life insurance plan, you can use the savings account and you could borrow money from yourself with interest to then do infinite banking, and it's tax-free. It sounds as stupid as it is, and that's about as simple as it gets.
Right. Well, but here's what, it's got all these, it's got a little misdirection in it.
Oh, yeah. Well, people love the idea of tax-free, and I'm going, have you heard of a Roth account?
Right. Well, here's the deal. Why would you borrow from yourself?
Well, because
does that make any sense at all?
You become your own bank, Ken.
I know.
It's a genius scheme.
But it's just stupid.
While you're paying huge commissions and fees, why do you think these life insurance folks are pushing whole life and permanent insurance instead of term life insurance?
Well,
because they make way more money.
All right, so let's dive into this. Why does the sales pitch work? Because they're making lots of money on people.
Fear, greed, pride.
All right, but break it down. But let's actually go X's and O's here.
Okay.
All right. So the pitch for whole life is it's going to do.
You have the insurance portion, the death benefit, and then there's this cash savings account attached to it, which there's a lot of different forms of it. You can invest it. It can be tied to a stock market index, all kinds of things. So the idea is this cash account piece can grow, and this is sort of the hack.
Right.
Is I can use this account. This is what the wealthy do, except I've never met a single wealthy person who said, oh, yeah, man, that whole life insurance was my ticket. Right. That's how I did it.
But how is that any different than a high-yield savings account, which Stacey and I have, and we have a lot of money parked into that high-yield savings account?
Well, the difference is it's not tax-free, Ken. The money you make becomes taxable income, and that's the, Do
you see my point, though? That's the pitch.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a sales technique that lulls you into going, this is a good move. That's my point. How is it not? So you break that down. So you got to be able to walk through that. What are the questions people should be asking as they are constantly bombarded with these traps?
As they're usually being peddled on social media. So always ask yourself, who is this person? What is the ulterior motive? What is their vested interest in them pushing this exact product? And when you go to their profile, Ken, here's what they call themselves. Wealth strategist, tax-free retirement expert. Those are red flags. If you see that, run far and run fast.